First impressions of Rwanda. The first thing I noticed was probably how beautiful the country was. You know, like Rwanda is known as the land of 1,000 hills, and the nickname definitely lived up to the hype.
Coming off the longest travel I've ever experienced in my whole life, we get to Kigali and it's just dark, but we wake up that next morning and it's just like the city exploded outside of our hotel window. I mean, there was just rolling mountains, like houses, just the city of Kigali, and it was just truly a remarkable moment because it was something different that I've never seen before.
I remember the first few times talking to the people there, I was just like, they're just so welcoming. We live in a country with so much diversity that sometimes we end up focusing on differences as more with like rejection more than anything else. And then we got there and they just looked at us with more than curiosity than anything else.
It seemed like anywhere you went, there was somebody to help you, and their smiles were contagious. Like everyone smiled at you everywhere you went.
I feel like every day was just memorable. Every day I got goosebumps whenever we went somewhere or had a trip or adventure we did.
You know, the first day we actually did some service. We had divided into sports groups, so where we were structuring games for the kids, and you know, it's a language barrier. You can't really speak the same language as them, but one thing they do in Africa is they dance a lot. So me, Big O, BY, Nico, all of us just started dancing and the kids loved it. So just seeing those kids dance and us dancing with them, regardless of our language, anything, just seeing how happy they were, that brought happiness to me and them. So that's something I'll take forever from that.
I would say my favorite experience was when we went to Sunzu Village and we were able to participate in the 1 egg a day program and give the children an egg. And then afterwards we were able to participate in the opening of the playground at the preschool. And just seeing everyone from the community, there were so many kids, and we were able to show them how to use a slide, show them how to use a swing, and just seeing their little faces light up and seeing those relationships that I built with some of the kids there, that I'll cherish it forever.
You know, just seeing the children interact with each other, just that innocence, the obedience, the vulnerability they had, is something that's very impactful to me and that I've kind of taken home and really appreciated.
It was just very exciting and enjoyable, seeing like the faces of the little kids having fun and seeing all these new things like the monkey balls, the seesaw, and the swings. It was like a first experience for them, and it was just very nice teaching them also how to use them.
My top memory would definitely be the last Shooting Touch event when the entire community was out there. Just because basketball is so like near and dear to my heart, and just seeing everybody come together, an entire community through sport. When we won the shooting event, that was the best part of my day because we just danced and laughed and we had so much fun because our team had just won. There's so many smiles and we just started hugging on each other. That was definitely something that you dream about, but to be there, it's hard to describe.
I value health and fitness a lot, and to be able to go to a community engagement event where Shooting Touch was able to grab people from all kinds of ages to meet on a court to play basketball, but to also provide health screenings. That was the most impactful thing because I saw sport in action, being able to spread health opportunities.
In class, we talked a lot about using sport and play as a platform to create social change. And it was great talking about it in class, and I learned a lot, but then seeing it actually in action in Rwanda, the impact that using sports and play could have on the people of Rwanda, just to like educate and empower them, was just really inspiring to actually see.
In Rwanda, we saw leadership throughout their community and as well as with the organizations we worked with. Rwanda went through a really horrific genocide not too long ago, and the youth has been their form of leadership since then. And it was really inspiring to know that change starts with peace, and that peace creates progress. And so learning that the youth is what has changed their community inspired us as leaders while we were there, because we are the youth of our communities.
I think I saw how much of an impact one person can have, and we talked a lot on the trip about why so many people in leadership positions in Rwanda are young, and that you don't have to wait to be older or more mature or whatever you want to call it to have an impact where you are.
We, as collegiate athletes, have gotten to a point in our, sports career where it becomes a job. You have days where you're like, all right, I have to do this and I have to put the work in. But when we went there, it brought my love of sport back to me, because it showed me that, you don't need all the money in the world, all the resources in the world, all the facilities in the world to have fun and enjoy your sport.
I also saw leadership in everyone that went with us. I think the coolest thing was like stopping at whatever event we were doing and just like looking around and just seeing how everyone was so invested and just a part of the environment and what was going on. It was cool just because, like through the class and because like how vulnerable everybody was, like you actually knew the person, and like to see them like with true joy and excitement was super fulfilling.
I'll implement so many things through my life from what I've learned in the Vol Leaders program, such as servant leadership, mentorship, and authenticity. All of that I can tell will help me in the future with anything that I put my mind to.
Vol Leaders has really helped me just really come out of my shell more, honestly, because I've always been like a person that people gravitate to, but I kind of back up out of that space, honestly. But Vol Leaders really forced me to just stand up and just really be more vocal and being more vulnerable with people and just really being able to listen to people more and understand where they come from.
The main thing that the Vol Leaders program and this trip has taught me and gave me is perspective. Take what I've learned in this program, apply it to my team, but I'm not always going to be a part of a sports team. And so to use these concepts I've learned in class and apply them to community is something that will last forever.
Being a Vol Leader, it's also just being part of a community, of a family. It's amazing now to go into Smokies, go around campus and see people from the street, and it just makes it more exciting to go to school, to go to campus, and to be an athlete and to be a Tennessee Vol, I guess.
It just means the world to me, because I never had this entourage when I was back home. You just created a whole new family. People going through the same thing you might go through and you think you're alone. Vol Leader makes you understand that you are not alone.
Most importantly to me now, being a Vol Leader, I have a responsibility to create change in this world, and I have the platform to create change with my sport. And so being a Vol Leader is just connecting those two, and from this day on, or from the start of the program until my last day, I'm gonna be a leader and create change on this planet.
It means a lot. It's part of me. It's part of what got me to the man I am today. Of Vol Leaders, it just kept me looking in the mirror. You know what I mean? Just as far as okay, how am I gonna move today? How am I gonna impact somebody? Or was I a leader today? Because being a leader isn't easy. It's something that's consistent, never wavers. So I think that was probably one of the most important things that happened to me last year, especially given my circumstances on the field, dealing with injuries, trying to lead from the sidelines. So it was amazing, the whole experience.
Being a Vol Leader is one of the biggest accomplishments of my entire life, because I was chosen by my coaches and my peers because they saw leadership qualities in me that I didn't see in myself, and they had faith in me, and my teachers within Vol Leaders, they took their time with me, and I've learned, like I said, I've learned so much about myself as a leader, but also as a person. Being a Vol Leaders is such a, it's hard to put into words, because I never thought that I'd be in this position or have this many people in my corner, have this many relationships that I've created, but I wouldn't have had it without Vol Leaders. And so I'm just eternally grateful for Vol Leaders, because I've learned so much and I've been able to do so much with Vol Leaders.